Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye. Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityaṁ bhāgavata-sevayā. Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtake. Aradhayo Bhagavan Vrajeshatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajabadhu Vargena Va Kalpita Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Pramanam Amalam Prema Pamartho Maha Śrī Caitanya-Mahāprabhu Matamadam Tatradharana Paraha Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Kṛṣṇa, dear worshipable devotees, thank you so much for joining. Today we will read for some time Granth Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 9, entitled Mother Yashoda binds Lord Krishna. In the last verse, which is text number 9, we discussed how the Supreme Lord, fear personifies, is fearful of him. But today, the Lord is fearful and is running. He begins to flee. Krishna got down from the grinding motor, and Mother Yashoda, with a stick in her hand, is chasing, began following Krishna to catch him. So that's where we left last time, that how Krishna can only be bound. Bhakti Priyo Madhavaha. Krishna can only be bound by the love of his devotee, not by mystic performances, not by memorizing verses, not by fasting, not by going to Himalayas, not by proving that I'm a better person or a better devotee. All these things don't bind Krishna. The love of his devotee binds him. Anvanchamana janani brichachalat Chroni Brihakranta Gati Sumadhyama Javena Vishkramashita Keshabandhana Chuta Prasunanu Gati Pramam Param Rishat. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While following Krishna, Mother Yashoda, her thin waist overburdened by her heavy breast, naturally had to reduce her speed. Because of following Krishna very swiftly, her hair became loose, and the flowers in her hair were falling after her. Yet, she did not fail to capture her son, Krishna. Purport: Yogis cannot capture Krishna by severe penances and austerities, but Mother Yashoda, despite all the obstacles, was finally able to catch Krishna without difficulty. Such an important line. Can meditate upon this. This is the difference between a yogi and a bhakta. Yogis cannot enter even the effulgence of Krishna. Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti. Brahma Samhita 5.40. In that effulgence, there are millions of universes, but yogis and Gyanis cannot enter that effulgence, even after many, many years of austerities. Whereas bhaktas can capture Krishna simply by love and affection. Bhaktas can capture Krishna by love and affection. This is the example shown here by Mother Yashoda. Krishna therefore confirms that if one wants to capture him, one must undertake devotional service. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavanyaschasmi tatvatah yato mam tatvato gyatva vishate tat anantaram. 18.55 Bhagavad-Gita. Where it says Bhagavad-Gita, it's BJ's Bhagavad-Gita. Bhaktas enter even the planet of Krishna very easily. But the less intelligent yogis and Gyanis, by their meditation, remain running after Krishna. Even if they enter Krishna's effulgence, they fall down. Hare Kṛṣṇa. So beautiful verse. This verse basically contrasts between yogis, Gyanis, Dhyanis versus bhaktas. Maybe we can write some points here based on the discussion and some can help to fill this table. So on one side we have yogis or Gyanis, right? And other side we have bhaktas, Krishna bhakta in particular. So anyone wants to share? There are multiple points to compare these two types of people, or those who are trying to approach the Supreme Lord. So let's categorize some differences based on this verse and other references as well. Will anyone like to share any points which come to you?
Prabhuji, I one which comes to me, yogis and Jñānīs have knowledge, like maybe Vedic knowledge, like knowledge about Krishna, and Krishna Bhakta have knowledge about Krishna and know more about Krishna, more than yogis and Jñānīs. I feel, but please correct.
I mean, let's discuss that point a little more about knowledge. So let's categorize that knowledge. Since we categorize some of these points. And we can discuss some examples also. So the yogis, Gyanis, yes, they have knowledge. And sometimes they focus knowledge more than bhakti. Not sometimes, they always. So the focus is knowledge. Vedas, Upanishads, scholarship, etc. But what is the use of all that? Vedeshta sarver ahameva vidyo. It's not that Krishna bhaktas are foolish people. It's not that they don't have knowledge. But the outcome of real knowledge is to serve. Mukti kahe Gopal se meri mukti batao, raj raj mathe lage, mukti mukt ho jaye. When Uddhav came to give knowledge to the Raj gopis, but when he saw the unalloyed love of the Raj gopis, it is said in the Raj Bhasha, Uddhav, when he came, Uddhav Sudha ho gayo, sun gopi ke bol, bajai gyan ki gudgudi, bajat prem ka dhol. He was, playing his soft instrument of Jnana, and gopis were playing, this is an analogy, and gopis were playing their dhol, or like a big drum of love. So what a soft instrument is very feeble in front of a big drum. So, and even in the Bhagavatam it is said, in Canto 1.2.7, it's a very nice verse. Let's read that. Maybe someone can read this verse. Very, very pertinent in this connection. Yes, so Shilpa Mataji, you can read, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayodhita Janayate Asu Vairagyam Gnanam Chaya Yad Ahaitukam. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead, Śrī Krishna, one immediately acquires clueless knowledge and detachment from the world. Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Isn't that amazing? By rendering bhakti, janayati ashu vairagyam jnana. Jnana and vairagya, which the yogis and Gyanis are aspiring for, they're aspiring for jnana and vairagya. It naturally comes how? Bhagavad bhakti prayojita. Those who are rendering unalloyed devotional service. So in short, bhaktas, their focus is service. Their main focus is to love and devotion. Focus more on pleasing Krishna. Like the example, so many examples are coming to my mind. Like when the yajna was going on, the brahmanas were doing yajna. Krishna and Krishna's friends went, hey, Krishna is hungry, please give some food. He said, no, the yajna is going on. Hey, Vasudeva Paramakha, Krishna, the supreme object of all the sacrifice. And he himself is coming, give me food through his friends. He said, no, we are busy in yajna. But the wives of the brahmanas, they gave everything. So that is real yajna. And then even Dhruva, who did not have knowledge. Gajendrasya vidya ka. We read that. Gajendra did not have knowledge. He had bhakti. So that's a very nice point, contrasting on knowledge. So we discuss that the focus of knowledge is to apply that knowledge. What's the use of memorizing 700 verses of Gita and not trying to live by one verse? Better than if we sincerely try to live by one verse and gradually increase that rather than trying to memorize and become proud. Hey, I know a lot of verses. So what else? Any other contrasts?
So Prabhuji, I want to just rephrase what you just told, that Gyanis have Gyan, that is intelligence in the brain, but devotees has big gun. Devotees know how to apply that. Gyanis have the knowledge in the brain, but devotee has a knowledge in their heart. So they can apply, and it is called big gun.
Realize knowledge, Vigyan. They're practically living by it. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Very nicely said. They are living the knowledge, because knowledge, Vidya dadati vinaya. Vidya is supposed to give mature humility and devotion, right? Not to, yeah, very nice. Okay, what else? How else we can compare or share some points based on this verse or some other relevant themes? Anyone?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, I can.
Yes, please.
So the Gyanis, essentially yogis and Gyanis, for all their effort and sacrifices and so on, their efforts are really futile because they can't achieve the end goal of going back to Godhead. And I think that's the big difference. And as a result, they're Gyanis, but they're also karmis in a way, because they have to come back and repeat this cycle.
Very nice point.
Thank you.
Very well said. I think you shared actually two things. So one is that what is the ultimate result or destination? Since they're focusing more on Dhyan, Gyan, their focus is Paramatma or Brahma Jyoti. Effulgence. They may enter into the effulgence, but Prabhupada, as mentioned, since there is no relationship, ultimately fall down again. Back to material pool. But what's the destination of bhaktas? Goloka Vrindavan, or spiritual planets based on, right? So this is a very big difference. And as Prabhuji also mentioned here, so ultimately, they're all attempts end up in being futile, right? The process is also difficult. It's very hard. So the process is difficult process. They have to take a lot of pain for practically no gain. On the contrary, bhakti is simple. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prachati. Bhakti is simple, easy. Anyone can do it, young or old, male or female, rich or poor, India or America. Anyone and everyone can do it. And eternal gain. And back to Godhead, no return back to material world. Right? So we covered 2 points here about the ease and difficulty, and about the destination. So maybe we can categorize this point as the process, right? Any thoughts here in this point? Does it all make sense so far? So bhakti is easy, simple, and universal, recommended process of this day and age. And as we discuss in the Bhagavad-Gita, it is mentioned that for this Dhyana, Gyan, a lot of prerequisites are there. Can anyone share from Bhagavad-Gita the prerequisites for Dhyana Yoga and the Jnana Yoga, etc.? Anyone can say? Who is like qualified to do this? What are the prerequisites? Let's put it. Like to take admission in some college or some school, we need prerequisites, some course, right? So who is the right candidate to perform it, or The process is very difficult. But who can do? Anyone recalls? We have discussed in Bhagavad-Gita many times. So basically, it's complete celibacy. That's one of the big majority of the population gone even the first prerequisite, right? So family members not allowed. Get the deer skin, go to Himalayas, stand on one leg, this and that, so much. One has to see the gold and the stone in one equipoise mode. Who can see gold and stone? So a lot of prerequisites are required. Deer skin, who can sit on the deer skin? We're not saying to do that, but the point is, it's difficult, in short, not recommended. Give up one's family, give up one's job, give up children all and go to Himalaya. This is not the process for descending. Bhakti is the process. What is a prerequisite? Very simple. It's very simple. Hardly there are any prerequisites. Some little faith, right? A little faith in the process. Just try it out. Be open. Be a little open-minded. Shraddhavan jana hai, Shraddhavan jana hai. Little desire to please Krishna, right? Do this 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, chant, be in the company of devotees, take some prasad, offer a simple flower. It does not take a lot to get a flower or some water, or even in the mind offer a prayer at least. Krishna will see that. So in short, there are no prerequisites. There are no nam namakari bhagavani sarva shakti. Tatra pita niyame na kalaha. Koi niyam kal nahi. Shuchi hoy, muchi hoy. A very nice verse from Chaitanya Bhāgavatam I recently came across. Suchi hoy, muchi hoy, ye Krishna tyaje. Suchi means, what does Suchi mean?
Purity, pure, become
Pure. And muchi?
the cobbler.
Impure.
Pure.
Suchi means pure, muchi means impure. So Suchi hoy, muchi hoy. So Suchi becomes muchi when they give up Krishna. Krishna tyaje. That means one could be born in a very high class Brahmanical family, very rich family, aristocratic family, etc. But if they are not doing Krishna Bhakti, then they are basically third class, like animals. Muchi hoy, Shuchi hoy, ye Krishna bhaje. Muchi becomes Suchi. One could be born in a very third class family, in a very poor family, or a family of meat eaters or chandalas, or any bad cultured family. But that person will become pure, become Suchi, become top class. Like Prabhupada disciples, in the beginning his audience were hippies. They were doing all sorts of wrong things, meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex, gambling, etc., etc. But they became so pure Brahmanas by doing Krishna bhajan. So in short, and some so-called Brahmanas even said, hey, they are Malechhas. Why are you giving them Brahmanical initiation? Every saint had a past, right? It does not, if the person is in the shower, will we see the dirt on them, or will we see that they are trying to cleanse themselves? A less intelligent person, hey, he is still dirty. A mature person will say, look at the effort he is making to clean himself. Suchi hoy, muchi hoy, ye Krishna tyaje. Muchi hoy, shuchi hoy, ye Krishna bhaje. So bhakti in short is, there are no hard and fast rules. Anyone and everyone can do and must do. So bhakti is simple, easy. Gyanis, yogis. Let's take some examples also. Will anyone like to share some examples? We already covered a few.
So Rabban, these are yogis or Gyanis. Rabban and
Ravana is himself thought like he's God. He was like more, maybe in this connection, I was saying the Brahmanas, the Yajnik Brahmanas who were doing Yajna, as we discuss, that's fitting, I think, because Ravana was like demoniac. Yogis or Gyanis may not be demoniac. Ravana was like totally demonic. He wanted to kill God. That was his motivation. Yogis and Gyanis are trying to approach Krishna. They're running, as we read in this word. They're running after Krishna. Not to kill him, of course. Ravana was running maybe or thinking to kill Ram. They are like utterly demoniac. They are not even in this category. I mean, Yogis or Gyanis are also have some level of spiritual understanding, right? It's not full, it's not complete. So the Yajnik Brahmanas in the Krishna Lila, and there are others also. Basically, anyone who was trying to approach the Paramatma realization. And the Bhaktas, we all know so many examples, right? Mother Yashoda, like Gajendra, Dhruva, right? They did not have knowledge. So many other examples are there in Pandavas, Kunti, Draupadi, etc., etc. They caught Krishna. Krishna was bound by their love. Krishna was going to Dwarka. Mata Kunti said, hey, please don't go. Spend some more time with us. He said, okay, I'll not go. And then he was like, again, I want to go. And Mata said, no, please. When you are here, life is here. When you are gone, life is gone. Don't go. Okay, then again, bound. Because that's Mata Kunti is also like a mother, as we discussed last time. So she also bound Krishna. Arjuna also bound Krishna. Is it not? Becoming a Sarthi, right? It's like binding. Who can make the supreme, like, will any of the like famous people become so humble servant of their employee or their friend, like so famous, like imagine like the president of the country says to his friend, okay, I'll become your driver, right? No one does that. No. But Krishna, by being bound by the love of his devotee, does that. So there are some multiple examples in this category. The whole point is to reflect upon that how Krishna is easily caught by the love. Let's read. Can anyone read this line again? Yes, Bhaswati Mataji, want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji, I would like to read. But before that, Prabhuji, I have a question. Are rishis like Garga rishis, Vishwamitra, Durvasha, are they yogis and Gyanis category belong to?
Well, Garga Muni, of course, is a pure devotee. Durvasa Muni is a different category, as we know from the story of Amrish Maharaj. And we also have to understand that in one way, like Ravana also is a devotee. Jai Vijay. I mean, depends on what context we are looking at. He's doing a drama on the stage to teach us lessons, playing the role of Ravana. But actually, he's Jai in Vijay, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, etc. But the role they are playing the role of non-devotees or demons. Similarly, Durvasa Muni is also actually, partial incarnation of Shiva. But the role he is playing is to show a bad, that how he took the offense. Actually, that's the difference over there in the pastime comes. He was playing the role of a yogi and Gyani there. He's not playing the role of a pure devotee there. Amrish Maharaj is a pure devotee there. Durvasa Muni was offended. He didn't, hey, how dare he drank water? and he created a monster to kill Amrish. That's not being a devotee, right? Trying to kill a pure devotee for he just drank water before him. That's taking that so seriously. That's not pure devotee. So yeah, so these are great souls, certainly. Some of them are not playing the roles of devotee in those. But yeah, Garga Muni is certainly, we know he is a Gargacharya, how the name giving ceremony, he's certainly a Krishna Bhakta. Does that, is that okay, Mata?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yogis cannot capture Krishna by severe penances and austerities, but Mother Yashoda, despite all obstacles, was finally able to catch Krishna without difficulty.
Isn't that amazing? So this is, and again, a contrast here. Yogis and Gyanis have to, as we discuss the process, it's a very difficult process. They have to look a lot of endeavor for practically no result. On the contrary, bhakti is simple and easy and gives long-term result. So who in the world would not want to follow it, right? Actually, I was reading in this, hearing one short class in this. Some people say it cannot be so easy. Like His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj went to a town, a village, and he met a doctor there, and he's saying some people come and they are hoping that the doctor, they are feeling really like a severe stomach ache, and the doctor says, just take some lemonade with just take some lime water and take this maybe ajwain or something. Your digestion is, you overeat and your digestion is affected because of that. Take some lemon water and take some ajwain, and then you will be good by tomorrow. And the person feels, how can it be that simple? You should give me some injection. You should do some test, see what's going on in my belly, and then only I'll get cured. So some people feel like that. How can just by chanting, one can get the topmost siddhi, topmost perfection of life? How can just by offering simple fruits and flowers to Krishna, how can it should be something, oh, close your eyes, go to Himalayas, be in leave everything, and then you will get something that big. Actually, it's not that complex. Kali Yuga, age is short, spiritual desire is very little, memory is short, everything is manda sumanda madev. We don't remember what we ate 5 days back, right? How can we focus on Jnana and all? It's not recommended, not prescribed method. The simple, easy, sublime, and recommended process is Krishna Bhakti. For this day and age, for everyone. So, and also one more really nice point which struck me here, love and affection. Simply love and affection. That's what bhakti means. Loving devotional service. Yo me bhaktya prayachati. One who Prabhupada translates over there, one who offers with love and devotion, or love and affection. And we discussed multiple times this comes. Mata Yashoda was feeding Krishna milk with love and affection. Like a mother feeds the baby the milk with love, with devotion, with may my child be healthy, strong, spiritual, etc., etc. This is love and devotion, how we have towards our maybe family members, children, husband, wife, etc., etc. We have to dovetail that propensity. It's not that we start hating them, but dovetail that also that these are Krishna's part and parcel, and ultimately I must have my my spiritual connection, my horizontal relationships with family members and vertical relationships with Krishna. So both are important. And when the vertical relationships will be strong, horizontal relationships will always be, some challenges will always be there, right? Always be there, always, whether friend, mother, father, husband, wife, children. Even one say, no, my wife or my husband or my kids are the best. They never say anything to me. One point, unfortunately, will come in everyone's life. Either the husband will go first or the wife will go first, right? They leave the body. But the vertical relationships are always there. That's our relationship between the soul and Krishna. So we have to strengthen that. We must work on that. So simply loving devotional service will bind. And one more, the flowers are also mentioned here. So she began to run swiftly, her hair became loose. So look at the bodily description mentioned. So why are the flowers falling? The acharyas give some light on that also. Mata Yashoda is doing a lot of shrama. So loving devotional service does not mean to just lie and just take it easy. She's doing shrama. She's doing hard work. Bhakti means loving devotional service. Bhakti means practical service. So we must do practical service. Whether it's through prasad distribution, book distribution, sharing Krishna Katha, inviting others, hosting programs, sharing with friends, going to the temple, doing, prasad distribution, kitchen service, etc. So there are abundant opportunities of service based on our desire, based on our situations. Someone say, hey, I can't do physical service. Okay, there are a lot of online these days, so much online. We can make flyers, make videos, and so much can be done even online. Inspire, there is so much. We have contacts, we have database, follow up, call them. These are all practical service to inspire. And by doing that, we'll also get inspired. And Krishna notices that. So when we do shram, and that's basically the meaning of ashram, to do shram for Krishna. So the flowers are seeing that Mata Yashoda is already heavy. She's already doing, why should we be a burden on her head? So they fell off. We don't want to be causing more burden. So some flowers are on Krishna's side, some flowers are on Yashoda's side. See, spiritual world is Chintamani. So flowers on Yashoda's side are thinking, we don't want to cause, if we be on her, let's say, if I have to run and catch, let's say, another person. Now, if I have to carry some weight and then run, it will be harder, right? I have like 2 bags to carry. It'll be harder for me. So the flowers are thinking, we don't want to cause extra burden. Let's let Mata Yashoda catch Krishna fast. Let us get off her head. So they got down. Now you may say, okay, then why did flowers on Krishna's side got down? Some of those also got down. Because they say, hey, Mata Yashoda is soon going to catch Krishna. And we don't want to see this scene. Our Krishna being punished by Mata Yashoda. He's on my team. He's our Krishna. This is how devotees feel. My Krishna. This is how the feeling of possessiveness, we should have. Right? We are possessed with things of this world. We say my bank account, my car, right? On practical level, we also use these terms. My home. Okay, where are you going? I'm going to my home. Okay. How will you go? I'll use my car, right? We say it's okay. And we are attached also, right? If something happens to that, if we are nervous, we are sad and whatnot. Does that same feeling happen to us, how we relate with, oh, this is my ISKCON, this is my ISKCON temple, this is my ISKCON, wherever I am. I have to take care of it like my own baby. I have to take care of the members of this congregation like my own family member. If someone says anything against, hey, how can you say anything? This is my ISKCON, this is my child, this is my family, right? Hey, how can I be seeing my Krishna being bound? Jump off. We can't see that. So this is the beauty of these pastimes, the beauty of Krishna Katha, Krishna Leela, so many wonderful lessons also. And she did not fail to capture. Very, very nice. So this shows her hair were becoming loose. The hairs are, that means, you know, she's heavy also, as mentioned. Her hair were falling up after her, but she did not lose. So sometimes one may, you know, come to Krishna consciousness and say, hey, I've been into bhakti for 2 years, nothing much is happening. We have to keep trying. We should not fail to capture Krishna in our heart. We should not fail, or we should not give up our endeavors. It may take some time. It will take some time. Krishna will see, are we really running after him or are we running after his energies? Krishna will take test, may take test directly or indirectly, but we must not stop in our devotion, enthusiasm, determination. We shall overcome one day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome our anarthas and find Krishna, capture Krishna, right? So we should have that faith. We should have that. Yes, I may not be perfect. I agree I'm not perfect. I agree I have a lot of shortcomings. I agree there's a long way to go, but I will not give up. So these are some thoughts based on text number 10. And we discussed this verse in great detail, discussed the contrast between yogis, Gyanis, and Krishna bhaktas. And we discussed this chart also. I hope it was meaningful. I felt meaningful. So any thoughts, comments, reflections before we pause for today? Anything you want to add, share, correct?
So, Prabhuji, the takeaway point for me that whatever we learn to Krishna consciousness by knowledge, we have to apply that in bhakti to serve the devotees, to Prabhupada, and ultimately the Lord.
Perfect. Thank you. That's the perfection of learning. There are multiple stages of learning. First is we hear or read, we get the knowledge in our head, as you said. Then we do manana, Shravan. After Shravan comes manana. We analyze, okay, I heard this. How do I apply it? What are the things I'm doing I'm not supposed to do? What are the things I am not doing I'm supposed to do? Things like that. When does honest manana, then doubts will also come. Okay, how do I really apply it? How does it fit in my scenario? So manan is required, reflection, introspection, manana. Then there's one more stage is to absorb and then apply, as you said. Then it becomes, and then it's called internalized knowledge. And then when we speak to others, it will have effect. Knowledge from one head to the other head will just stay in the head. And that's what happens these days, teachers. They may not have knowledge in the head. Hey, don't smoke, kids, don't smoke cigarette, don't get into wrong company. and the teacher goes out and starts smoking cigarette, it will have no impact. Prabhupada said, like empty bullets. So, but when the same teacher who has lived by that knowledge, and then he or she speaks, that has deep value and meaning and transformation. So it's not just information. Knowledge should not lead to just information in the head, but transformation of heart. That's the purpose of knowledge. Not information in the head, but transformation of heart. Very nice, Prabhu. Any other thoughts? Hare Kṛṣṇa. So we'll pause here. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarupescha Kripasindubhyaiva cha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo. Thank you. Hare Kṛṣṇa. Śrīla Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.